Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Matua community at Orakandi in Bangladesh. Prime Minister says India and Bangladesh are committed for mutual development and peace. Says India considers it as its duty to ensure Made in India vaccines reach Bangladeshi citizens. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offers praise at one of the 51 Shakti Peeths, Jeshoreshwari Kali Temple in Bangladesh. Praise to Ma Kali to free the human race from COVID-19. Prime Minister also pays tributes to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at the Bangabandhu Mausoleum complex in Tungipara. Voting begins for the first phase of polls in Assam and West Bengal today till 2 p.m. 54.9% polling took place in West Bengal, while Assam reports 45.24% polling. Election Commission makes elaborate arrangements in keeping with COVID protocols. 5 states, Maharashtra, Punjab, Karnataka, Chhattisgarh and Gujarat report a surge in daily new COVID cases. Maharashtra announces night curfew across the state from Sunday as daily cases in the state reached 36,000, more than 5.69 crore vaccine doses administered across the country so far. Public broadcaster Prasar Bharati achieves another milestone. Reach of DD Free Dish now crosses 4 crore households in the country. Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati exercises happiness over the achievement. US President Biden invites 40 world leaders, including Prime Minister Modi, to the Leaders Summit on Climate on April 22nd and 23rd. The summit will underscore the urgency and the economic benefits of stronger climate action. The world observes Earth Hour today. The event urges people across the world to switch off their lights for 1 hour at 8:30 in the evening to sensitize people about climate change. Good afternoon. Welcome to the newscast. I'm Amritpal Singh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi sought the blessings of Ma Kali at the Jeshoreshwari Kali Temple in Ishwaripur in Khira in Bangladesh. He also announced a grant for construction of a community hall cum cyclone shelter attached to the temple.
A traditional start to day 2 of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Bangladesh visit at the Jeshoreshwari Kali Temple. It is amongst the 6 out of 51 Shakti Peeths in Bangladesh that hold great religious value for pilgrims. After a traditional welcome at the temple gates, PM Modi offered a handmade mukut to Ma Kali. The mukut or crown, made of silver with gold plating, was made over 3 weeks by a traditional artisan. Prime Minister also offered prayers inside the sanctum sanctorum.
51 शक्तिपीठों में से एक मां काली के चरणों में आने का आज मुझे सौभाग्य मिला है। बांग्लादेश में जब मैं 2015 में आया था तो मां ढाकेश्वरी के चरणों में शीश झुकाने का अवसर मिला था। आज मां काली के चरणों में आशीर्वाद प्राप्त करने का मुझे सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है।
Extending a hand of friendship, Prime Minister announced a grant for construction of a community hall cum cyclone shelter attached to the Jeshoreshwari Kali Temple and would also be used by the broader community of all faiths as a storm shelter and community facility.
यहाँ पर एक कम्युनिटी हॉल की आवश्यकता है। इतना ही नहीं, ये मल्टीपर्पज कम्युनिटी हॉल हो ताकि जब काली पूजा के समय लोग यहाँ आए तो उनके भी लिए उपयोग में आए। यहाँ के लोगों के कोई सामाजिक, धार्मिक, शैक्षणिक अवसर हो तब भी उनके क्लान में आए। इस हेतु से भारत सरकार यहाँ पर इस निर्माण कार्यों को करेंगे। मैं बांग्लादेश सरकार का भी आभार मानता हूं कि उन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम के लिए, इस काम के लिए हमारे साथ शुभकामनाएं प्रकट की हैं।
There was great enthusiasm among the local devotees of goddess Kali surrounding the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Just as the beats of the Dhak infuse energy into the atmosphere, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's darshan at the Jeshoreshwari Kali temple is another step towards reinforcing the people-to-people connect India and Bangladesh share. With Ashwini Mishra in Satkhira, Bureau Report, DD India.
And Prime Minister also paid his respects to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at his ancestral estate at Tungipara. Sheikh Mujib was buried near Dhaka after he was assassinated on the 15th of August in 1975 in a military takeover. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her sister Sheikh Rehana were also present on the occasion. The Prime Minister laid a wreath at the Bangabandhu Mausoleum. He went around the Mausoleum complex accompanied by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her younger sister Sheikh Rehana. The Prime Minister also signed the visitors book at the Bangabandhu Mausoleum complex, and the message reads, and I quote, "The life of Bangabandhu epitomized the freedom struggle of the people of Bangladesh for their rights, for the preservation of their inclusive culture and their identity," unquote. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was not only the founder of Bangladesh but also the first president of Bangladesh. It was Bangabandhu who led the independence war or the liberation war against Pakistan in 1971. The Prime Minister also planted a sapling at the Bangabandhu Mausoleum complex. As I said, he was accompanied by Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. India, remember, had conferred the Gandhi Peace Prize for the year 2020 on Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And later the Prime Minister sought blessings at the Hari Mandir in Orakandi. He also interacted with the descendants of the Thakur family. Prime Minister said that he was waiting for the opportunity to visit Orakandi for many years. He stressed that India today is moving forward with the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas, and Bangladesh has Shoho Jatri in it.
किसने सोचा था कि भारत का प्रधानमंत्री कभी ओराकांदी आएगा? मैं आज वैसा ही महसूस कर रहा हूं जो भारत में रहने वाले मातवा संप्रदाय के मेरे हजारों लाखों भाई बहन ओराकांदी आकर जो महसूस करते हैं, आज मैं भी वही महसूस कर रहा हूं। मैं आज यहां आया तो मैंने उनकी तरफ से भी इस पुण्य भूमि को चरण स्पर्श किया है। मुझे लगातार श्री श्री हरिचांद ठाकुर जी के अनुयायियां, उनसे प्रेम और स्नेह हमेशा मिलता रहा है। उनके परिवार का अपनापन मुझे मिलता रहा है। ठाकुर नगर में मैं जब गया था तो वहां मेरे मतवा भाई बहनों ने मुझे परिवार के सदस्य की तरह बहुत प्यार दिया था। विशेष तौर पर बोरो माँ का अपनत्व, माँ की तरह उनका आशीर्वाद मेरे जीवन के अनमोल पल रहे हैं। पश्चिम बंगाल में ठाकुर नगर से बांग्लादेश में ठाकुर बाड़ी तक वैसी ही श्रद्धा है, वैसी ही आस्था है और वैसा ही अनुभव है।
And addressing the people of Orakandi in Gopalganj, Prime Minister said that a long-cherished wish has been fulfilled. He added that Horichand Devji gave the message of divine love, but also made us realize our duties.
दोनों ही देश अपने विकास को अपनी प्रगति से पूरे विश्व की प्रगति देखना चाहते हैं। दोनों ही देश दुनिया में अस्थिरता, आतंक और अशांति की जगह स्थिरता, प्रेम और शांति चाहते हैं। यही मूल्य, यही शिक्षा श्री श्री हरिचांद ठाकुर देव जी ने हमें दी थी। आज सारा विश्व जिन मूल्यों की बात करता है, मानवता के जिस भविष्य का सपना देखता है, उन मूल्यों के लिए श्री श्री हरिचांद जी ने अपना जीवन समर्पित किया था। उन्होंने समाज को ये बताया कि हमारी वास्तविक प्रगति का रास्ता क्या है। आज भारत हो या बांग्लादेश, सामाजिक एकजुटता, समरसता के उन्हीं मंत्रों से अपने भविष्य का निर्माण कर रहे हैं।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with members of the Matua community in Orakandi. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla were also present. And the members of the Matua community expressed their happiness to see Prime Minister Modi come to Orakandi and visit their holy place.
We are very, very proud, and not only Siddha Morakandi, but also CC Horiguru Chad Motu, on behalf of CC Horiguru Chad Motu Mission and Sri Padmanabha Thakur, we greet you highly. And by the presence of you, the Matua religion has just reached in the top level, and we are very, very happy.
We are very proud, and it is very much, we are grateful to him. So he visited in this historical place. In future, we hope that he will come again in this historical place.
And to talk more about that, I have my colleague Arun Sharma, who is accompanying the Prime Minister on this visit, joining me. Arun, you know, the Prime Minister clearly telling the Matua community when he interacted with them that he brings the good wishes of the people of India, 130 crore people of India, and he also assured them that you know, the mantra of his government is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Bangladesh has a Soho Yatri or a co-traveler in India. So how was that message received by the Matua community?
Good noon, Amrit. We know this fact, it's a sizable community as far as the Matua community is concerned. The leaders tell us that close to 3 crore people as far as the Matua community is concerned. Most of them, you know, have also have been migrated primarily to India. The sizable number of Matua peoples primarily. So yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi clearly talked about this fact that when in India we talk about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. When we talk about Harichand Thakur, primarily the founder of this sect, he also clearly talks about the fact that there has to be equality. no place for hate, only place for love. So that's what his philosophy, his idea was. And of course, he also talked about the fact that how can there be equality as far as system and community is concerned. How can, there can be equality as far as this entire community and in this region, how can, equality can be there. So as Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that there is a shared, vision, primarily you can say that both India and Bangladesh believes in this one fact that there should, and there is no place primarily for instability in the region or primarily the only place there that's in this region should be from India Bangladesh perspective is that there should be peace, love and stability as far as India Bangladesh is concerned. So that's what the message primarily is. And if you look at this way, Amrit, that in last 24 hours, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made 3 big announcements as far as Bangladesh is concerned. And recently, when we talk about the Matua community at Orakandi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announcing this fact that the schools primarily, the middle schools primarily in Orakandi will be upgraded. Primary schools will be set up so that the girl education or girl child education and of course the education in whole can be given a major push as far as this region is concerned, because as in India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says the fact that beti bachao beti padhao, how can girl child education can be given to, so in a similar manner Prime Minister Narendra Modi's focus and idea is that how can the development of this community, that means Matua community involved, can take place, and therefore upgrading the infrastructure for education in this community or in this region primarily will play an important role. Other 2 big announcements, let's just recap it very quickly. Prime Minister Narendra Modi clearly mentioned this point at Jeshoreshwari temple that a multi-purpose community hall will be established. It will play an important role during the disaster time. It can be used as shelter. It will also give ease to devotees who are coming to visit there, and it can be used for multi-purposes as far as this multi-purpose hall is concerned at Jeshoreshwari temple. And last but not the least, yesterday only Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced this big announcement that 50 Bangladeshi entrepreneurs will be invited primarily to India, whereby they can learn, they can share the best practices, they can learn from the best practices in India, they can interact with the venture capitalists. So yes, in last 24 years, 3 big announcements, relating to startups, youngsters primarily, the education sector and infrastructure development in world. So yes, the idea is how community development can take place. So that was a big idea, in last 24 hours, you can say that. And yes, interacting with Matua community and announcing all these developments is of a great significance.
All right. Clearly, the Prime Minister leveraging the shared cultural heritage of the people of the 2 countries to promote community development, people-to-people contact before he actually goes and talks with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina during the delegation level talks later for a government-to-government cooperation. Arun Sharma, you keep a track on that. We'll keep coming back to you. Many thanks for joining us for the moment. Thank you. And voting is underway for the first phase of elections in Assam in 47 constituencies across 12 districts of the state. Assam recorded 45.24% turnout till 2 p.m. Voting is progressing peacefully in the districts of Bishwanath, Bokakhat, Charaidev, Dakuakhana, Dhansiri, Dhemaji, Dibrugarh, Gopur, Golaghat, Jonai, Jorhat, Kaliabor, Lakhimpur, Majuli, Margarita, Naugaon, Nazira, Sadia, Sivanagar, Sonatpur, Tinsukia and Titukia. And polling for the first phase of assembly elections continues in West Bengal in 30 seats. As of 2 p.m., 30 seats from 5 districts of the state registered 54.9% voting. Voters are enthusiastic in the first phase. 6 seats of West Mednipur, 7 of East Mednipur, 4 seats of Jhargram, 8 of Purulia and 4 from Bankura have gone to the polls today. Voting will be held for 294 assembly seats of the state in 8 phases. The results will be announced on the 2nd of May. The Election Commission has deployed a large number of paramilitary forces to ensure a peaceful and fearless environment for the polling. The Commission has also made elaborate arrangements to prevent the spread of COVID-19 at polling stations. And to talk more about that, I'm joined by Prasanajit, my colleague, who's joining us from Bengal. First of all, Prasanajit, give us a sense of where the voting is taking place. Is really in Naxal-infested area. It's been known for violence. So give us a sense of how the voting is taking place. Is there any disruption? Is it largely peaceful, though the Election Commission has deployed a lot of paramilitary staff along with the regular state police, which is helping keep law and order?
Yeah, look, Amrit, I must say that it is almost about 2:30 in the afternoon, and whatever the information we have regarding the poll percentage, it is nearing 60% in most of the cases, bearing 2 or 3 constituencies, or crossing 60% even.
Okay.
It is true that in West Bengal, poll percentage is always high. We have seen in the earlier instances also, but by 2:30, it is touching the 60% is obviously the indication that polling is going on peacefully, even after the places where the first phase of 30 constituencies where the first phase of polling is going on. That was initially Maoist infected areas, areas of Purulia, areas of Jhargram, areas of Bankura district and part of West Midnapur. But even then, successfully, the Election Commission, they have so far conducted the polling procedure, bearing 2 or 3 incidents where we have heard that the younger brother of Suhendu Adhikari, his car was attacked in Kantai South, and in another place in West Midnapur, Shalboni, the prominent CPIM candidate Shushanto Ghosh was attacked. But apart from that, more or less, polling is going on peacefully. Some incidents are reported in local media, but those are not in that way important to consider about in the entire poll process. So I must say that when it is around 2:30, touching 60%, so we must say that polling is going on smoothly and peacefully. Amrit.
Okay, and you must have been interacting with people. What do they say? What do they tell you? What are they voting for really? Prasanajit?
That's true. I must say one thing, one body language is very interesting. Amrit, by 12 noon, a big Trinamool Congress delegation met the Chief Electoral Officer in Kolkata. So the political observers are saying they are of the opinion that somehow Trinamool Congress finding the things. I must say that in 2019 Lok Sabha election, out of these 30 constituencies, BJP was ahead in 17 constituencies, 1-7, and Trinamool was ahead in only 13 constituencies. So in that case, this is the phase where BJP should retain their position to get the power in their fold, and Trinamool Congress should try to regain their lost ground to retain in the power. So in that case, by 12 noon, Trinamool Congress visited Chief Electoral Officer with certain complaints, and the observers are saying that it is some way it is the success of the Election Commission that Election Commission is conducting the poll very peacefully. So Trinamool Congress is somehow they are getting irritated with their plan, whatever they have decided to implement
in the
ground. Amrit, I must say, election is peaceful at the end of the day.
All right. Thanks very much, Prasanajit, for that update. And public broadcaster Prasar Bharati has touched another milestone. DD Free Dish has now reached to more than 4 crore households in the country. Prasar Bharati CEO Shashi Shekhar Vempati expressed his happiness over the achievement. In a Twitter message, Prasar Bharati CEO wrote, and I quote, "Happy to note that Free Dish DD has now an estimated base of more than 40 million households as per the latest FICCI EY Media Entertainment Annual Report for 2021. And that's it in this newscast. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.